So Jurassic Park happens to be one of my all-time favourite movies, if not my all-time favourite movie. It was only in the last few years that I decided that I was going to give the books a try. Jurassic Park was based on the novel by Michael Crichton, and The Lost World was as well. So I read this a few years back, so I do apologise if some of my memories are a bit sketchy. But I have just finished this one. I bought it last year and I got about halfway through, and then I don't know, I didn't think I was feeling it at the time, because he does tend to get a bit carried away with some of his technical talk. I mean, if you want some Ian Malcolm monologues, then this is the book for you. But you've got to be in the right mood. But apparently this beginning of this year I have been in the perfect mood for many monologues, so great. But I thought I'd do a very quick comparison and what I think works and didn't work when they turned it into the movies. So, I don't know why I should need to say spoilers, but obviously spoilers, because I'm going to be talking about major plot points in the books. So the first thing you need to know, Dr. Grant is like really rugged and beardy and very sort of barrel-chested, and he loves kids, and he's not dating Sattler, and she's in fact one of his students. The biggest asshole in this book is John Hammond. Do not trust this mofo. It's quite funny because what I really liked about the movie was John Hammond is basically just a misguided poor fool, isn't he? In the end, he realised his mistake and he's like, I've got to save my grandkids and we've got to get off this island, and none of it was real, it was all illusion. In the book, he kind of starts out a little bit that way, but then you realise that actually he really wants to make a lot of money. That's his main reason for being. He wants to blame everybody else for his problems, because he is never at fault. He resorts to even blaming his grandchildren at one stage. Pretty much doesn't seem like he'd be that torn up if they didn't make it off the island, as long as he does. He doesn't give a crap about anybody, and he meets a rather comfy-filled ending. The lawyer is a really nice guy. Or not that bad, he's perfectly fine. Michael Crichton has a real hang-up with fat characters. Like, when I think of Nedry, I think of somebody who is blinded by his pay and he decides to risk everybody's lives because he wants to get that pay. But like every mention of Nedry in this book mentions his size at all times. That that fat slob, that fat bastard, blah blah blah. Michael might have as well have put in like just a page that was like, damn you, Mr. Fatty, fat man. Michael, you need to, fat doesn't really define you as a person. Dr. Ian Malcolm died. And then there's The Lost World. Dr. Malcolm is alive. I'm not even joking, like by the time they get to the island, I was well over halfway through the book. There are no dinosaurs brought to LA. Not even eggs, not even embryos. There was so much in this book, maybe because, I guess, Jurassic Park was my favourite, or rather favourite movie in particular. I mean, there is lots of things that I do prefer about the book, to be honest. But I think that for the most part, the changes were good. It's fine. Oh yeah, you actually meet the pterosaurs in this one, which is what they put in the third movie. That's quite a good scene. But yes, there was so much good in this book that they... So there's no like InGen people on the island or whatever when they go over. It's been abandoned for about 5 years. Malcolm and Eddie and Doc Thorne, who put together all these vehicles and stuff, they go over to rescue Dr. Levine. He sort of knows Ian Malcolm from back in the day and he wants to study the dinosaurs because he knows that they're there. So he takes a guide who obviously dies, and Levine is stranded there, so they have to go on a rescue party. And Dodgson, that you meet at the beginning of the Jurassic Park movie, but you also learn of in Jurassic Park, he wants to get his hands on these dinosaur eggs so he can be one step ahead of InGen again, because there's a fortune to be made. So he puts together his own little team to go to the island. But like, they don't try to steal any live dinosaurs. He doesn't take a massive team He does come across Sarah Harding. She can't get to the island, and he overhears Dodgen saying that he's going, and so goes aboard his boat. When Dodgen finds out that nobody knows that she's going, he then proceeds to try to murder her by pushing her overboard when they're approaching the cliffs, thinking that she'll just be bashed into a million pieces. But nobody will ever know that she's there. There were in fact 2 kids who were no relation to anybody. They were 2 students of Levine's, and basically they sneak aboard the trailer because they want to help rescue him, because they have no idea there's dinosaurs and they think it's all going to be adventurous, and it's not. Eddie does bring the T-Rex baby back, because when the parents are out looking for the egg, he feels bad that the T-Rex baby has been stepped on by one of Dodgen's cronies. The T-Rexes track them down by the scent of the baby, however, and they've by this point fixed up his leg and given him back, but then they proceed to try to knock the trailer over the cliff. Ian Malcolm, this is the important bit, he breaks both his legs. Well, that's how it seems anyway. I don't think that's actually the case. He's actually just really badly injured one, but he already has a limp that seemed to be caused in Jurassic Park. So Sarah, I mean, I'm cutting out a few details, but essentially she just puts him on his back and then goes up the cliff. Just like, yeah. There's also some like amazing, basically chameleon-like carnivores that are sort of mentioned more as a threat. They don't come in and actually eat anybody, but the velociraptors don't follow them down into like the lab area, because it's the territory of these carnivores that you can hardly see because you've got near perfect blending, and they don't have the speed or the strength to be marvellous hunters, so they just wait in camouflage until somebody walks past and then nom. But yeah, seriously, there are like some areas where Malcolm pretty much monologues for like 3 straight pages. There's also a bit where he's high on morphine and talking about crystallization. And something that I found particularly interesting, so it is stated that Ian was in a relationship with Sarah sort of prior to the book, and occasionally it mentions like random things like Sarah was used to people like circus ringmasters and Vegas showgirls and lots of these random people coming round to the house, and it was normal, and they would chill out and talk about mathematics into certain wee hours of the morning. But he's not friends with Dodgen. No, he's not. But the term confirmed bachelor was used properly in the text, so I have so many theories now in my brain. But yeah, basically in the Lost World especially, like the best characters are Doc Thorne and Sarah Harding. Like they pretty much save everybody's lives over and over again. Malcolm is still my favourite character, but yeah, he is interesting in the books. They really give them a go. I recommend it. So thanks for watching my brief ramble about Jurassic Park and The Lost World. I'd love to know what your thoughts on the books are if you've read them, or your thoughts on the films, or tell me what your favourite dinosaur is, because I don't need any excuses to talk about dinosaurs.